What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I bid you a happy Friday. I should have at least 4 videos for you today. I actually don't know. This may be the 4th video you're seeing today. But regardless, I ask humbly, if you haven't yet, please click that red subscribe button down below the video. It's the only way you'll ever find my videos, as YouTube absolutely does not put them in search results, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, rumors swirled yesterday that it was the sign of the end of days for Kathleen Kennedy, that she was for sure on the way out. What started this? Well, it was a bizarre announcement from Lucasfilm announcing Dave Filoni's promotion. Now, it turns out that promotion was done months ago. For whatever reason, it was just updated on their website. But the internet exploded with hope and joy that this meant Kathleen Kennedy would finally be gone from helming Star Wars. But I'm going to tell you why Disney probably took notice of that. Now, his promotion happened months ago and was probably done by Kathleen Kennedy herself. So I don't think his promotion really signaled any extra likelihood that Kathleen Kennedy would be out of Lucasfilm. We all know her contract ends this year, or I think early next year, so it's entirely possible that maybe she's just not planning on renewing her contract and she's putting people in place to take over the helm when she's gone. It's possible. But certainly Filoni has earned that. Now, this via Newsweek. Star Wars fans were sent into a frenzy on social media when they realized Dave Filoni had been promoted at Lucasfilm. He is now believed to report directly to Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy, who is the producer on a reel of past and future Star Wars films. A representative from Lucasfilm told Variety the promotion actually took a while ago, but only recently was updated online. The American film director became well known among Star Wars fans for his role creating and producing fan-favorite projects such as Star Wars Rebels and The Mandalorian. Well, The Mandalorian is probably the single best thing that's come out of Lucasfilm since they were sold to Disney. And that's actually really sad because Disney has, birthed forth many abominations, several movies, spin-off TV shows no one cares about. The Mandalorian, for whatever reason, was a hit, and that's mostly because of Dave Filoni and his, his appreciation of the fans, of the lore, of the product, of the opportunity that he was given. Filoni worked his way up the production company, and in 2005 was selected by the franchise director George Lucas himself to work on The Clone Wars. The series, which spanned the course of 7 seasons, began in 2008, won 4 Emmy Awards, including the Emmy for Outstanding Special Class Animated Program. Filoni, and I should say credit also to Jon Favreau as well. Filoni was kept on to create Star Wars Rebels in 2014, which was heavily praised for broadening the Star Wars universe. It went down well for its inclusion of the character Ahsoka Tano, who is adored by fans. He was also made executive producer, episodic director, and writer on The Mandalorian, and is now the creator and executive producer on the latest animated series, Star Wars Universe, The Bad Batch. Now, I haven't watched The Bad Batch. I don't care about The Bad Batch. But I've also said this. I just can't really get into the animated stuff. I know people tell me that, Clone Wars was awesome. I don't know. It's just not for me. That isn't like a knock on anyone else. This is also why I've been so resistant to manga and anime shows too. Fans spotted Filoni's role on Lucasfilm, which was recently updated to executive creative director and executive producer on the company's website. Prior to this, Filoni worked on various Star Wars projects as executive producer on a case-by-case basis. Now, this is why Kathleen has to be so embarrassed. Maybe Disney, too. The news excited fans of the franchise online who felt the future of Star Wars now brighter than ever with Filoni in the higher-up ranks. Twitter user Jason Hussack wrote, "The decision is obviously the best move. Filoni has done nothing but deliver excellent Star Wars content time and time again. I'm incredibly happy for him. Star Wars fans will have a lot of quality stories to look forward to in the coming years. I can't wait." Then also wrote, Dave Filoni is absolutely the right guy to be in charge of creative decisions at Lucasfilm. He is a true student of George Lucas, was indeed handpicked by him for Clone Wars. Star Wars will be in good hands. Can we get a Lucas sequel trilogy now. What you end up with, though, is Twitter, literally, Kathleen Kennedy ends up trending because people are celebrating the mere possibility that she might be fired. I don't know what bigger sign that Disney would need that the fans strongly dislike her and don't want to support anything. You could say, while fans respect Kennedy, she's not right for the franchise anymore. Even if Kathleen Kennedy left right now, she hasn't. Filoni taking charge of Star Wars would be like him captaining the Titanic. This person saying, I disagree immensely that Kathleen Kennedy's tenure as the de facto head of Star Wars at Disney was a failure. But the recent news of Dave Filoni's promotion at Lucasfilm feels like the fulfillment of a decades-old prophetic dream. Today is a good day. Yeah, I mean, I think while I believe Kathleen Kennedy has made some terrible decisions for the Star Wars franchise, she also has greenlit projects like The Mandalorian, which maybe it's like she got lucky with that. I'm not sure. It's difficult to know how much she had really to do with The Mandalorian, given the Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau's involvement, plus the multiple directors, high-class actors. I don't know if it was just a rubber stamp for her or if she was deeply involved. But ultimately, yes, The Mandalorian happened underneath Kathleen Kennedy. I also think Rogue One is a good film that will be forgotten, I think. But it's probably the best Star Wars movie Disney produced. Obviously, we could argue that, but I think it is. Maybe that's because I think The Last Jedi was just so terrible, and really The Force Awakens really just a kind of a rehash, and the Rise of Skywalker not great either. So it was like Rogue One was kind of like the above average film in a group of very average films, I suppose. Now, some fans assume that Filoni's ascension meant that Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy was on the way out. However, Kennedy was likely the one who promoted Filoni, and her job doesn't appear to be in jeopardy. Filoni joined Lucasfilm Animation back in 2005. Well, I would argue that, the fact that Twitter was so excited that she might be gone, this is a very embarrassing moment for Kathleen Kennedy and Disney. You can see Variety. Mandalorian EP Dave Filoni's new job at Lucasfilm isn't actually new, but fans on Twitter got excited anyway. That just goes to show how deeply the franchise is still loved among Star Wars fans, and how hungry they are for somebody that at least has the perception. I mean, Filoni's put in the work, but somebody who has the pedigree and has kind of proven themselves to be respectful of the lore and of the fandom, this is difficult to find. Jon Favreau would be another one I think could possibly have a high-ranking position. In December, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy announced that Filoni and Favreau are executive producing several Mandalorian spin-offs, including the Book of Boba Fett, which is currently filming and premiering in December, Ahsoka, starring Rosario Dawson, and based on the character Filoni created in the Clone Wars. A third announcement spin-off, Rangers of the New Republic, is not currently in active development. Kennedy also said that these spin-offs, which all take place within the same timeline, will ultimately culminate in a storytelling event. Filoni's title as Executive Creative Director captures the complicated role of overseeing both individual series and the larger storyline that weaves into several shows. I would have liked to see, Ahsoka probably is ready for primetime in terms of a spin-off. Boba Fett probably too. But I don't want to see them water down The Mandalorian by fracturing everything off for maximum my monies. I don't want Star Wars content. I want Star Wars events. And what Disney is concerned about, is creating Star Wars quote unquote content. The Mandalorian was appointment television. Nothing else that Disney has put out on Disney Plus has felt like that for me. So, you know, I'm happy for Filoni, even if it is belated, and certainly is hilarious to see how many people were celebrating the potential, just the thought, just the inkling that Kathleen Kennedy may be on the way out at Star Wars. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.